What's going on, everybody? So in this video, we are going to be talking about what's going on in the crypto markets. And as you know, a lot of tragic news, a lot of terrible news that has been happening with different exchanges, with different prices of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other coins. So in this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know on what's going on in the markets. Now, we want to make sure that this video gets out to as many people as possible. So if you can, go ahead and give this video a like so more people see it. You feed it to the algorithm, and let's go ahead and dive into what's going on. So Bitcoin was at that 18,000 range and it's dropped over the last 24 hours all the way to 15, which is quite a significant drop. If we go Ethereum from the past 7 days, it was literally at like 1.6, 1.7 almost, and then now it's down all the way to 1.1, right? And so obviously there's going to be a lot of fear in the markets, but what is causing this fear exactly? What we really want to look today is going to be FTX token and Solana, right? FTX, if you didn't know, FTX is one of the largest crypto exchanges. I believe it's going to be second or third largest in the entire world, and Binance is going to be number one. It was actually at that $24 range, like literally on November 5th, right? And then it took this nosedive all the way to $2, right? And because of this, FTX is one of the largest investors in Solana. Solana went from $40 at the peak of the last 30 days, and now it's dropping all the way to 15. If you weren't really following the news, a couple of days ago, CZ, CEO of Binance, said that he was going to be selling a lot of his FTX tokens, right? And so that kind of set off all the dominoes where everybody started selling. Everybody's trying to take out their money out of the FTX exchange. Now, when everyone started taking out the money, this created a problem for FTX because speculation is that FTX basically used people's funds that they have deposited into the exchange and then took out loans against those funds so that they can continue to invest and make more money. Now, because everybody wants to take their money out at the same time, they can't really pay back their bad loans. And then now this creates this vicious cycle where the tokens for FTX and Solana are just dropping because of it. A lot of people are kind of hurt by it. A lot of people feel like FTX as a company was not honest with how they were conducting business because the confidence is lost. It's like the house of cards falling, and a lot of people are actually losing a lot of money, and the money that they have deposited in FTX, they're having a lot of trouble taking it out. Will they be able to get their money back? It's unclear because we've seen other exchanges in the past, especially this year, have completely evaporated in a sense. And my heart goes out to anyone who was affected by this because it's quite unfortunate, right? But that's just the reality of how the crypto space is working right now. So when it comes to what's going on with the crashes in Solana, it actually does affect the NFT market quite a lot because, we've seen, some of the top projects like degods and Utes. If you've definitely been following the crypto space, you definitely have heard of them before, but they are considered, the top project on Solana right now because the price of a degod is priced in Solana. As Solana goes down, their floor actually goes down quite a lot, and it's not necessarily their fault as a project. It just so happens that they built on Solana, and Solana unfortunately is in this situation, so the value of the assets also go down with it, right? Price of use is actually also going down as well. I kind of like these projects, honestly, but it's just unfortunate that this is what the ecosystem is. The team at degods and Utes fielding the idea of what would it be like if they migrated onto Ethereum, which is more stable at the moment. A lot of people have positive reactions to that. Some people have negative reactions. It's kind of a mix, right? It's a tough situation because it's like nobody really has all the answers to what it is, but that's just kind of what's going on. So here are my thoughts on the crypto market in general from a macro perspective, right? So if you look at the history of what's been going on in crypto, there's going to be ups and downs, right? We've seen over the years that there's some times when everything's all-time high and then just crashes like 95%, right? Situation where FTX is kind of becoming insolvent and it's not really clear what's going on. And also when it comes to the rescue of FTX, the problem that we have now is that Binance originally kind of put out the idea that, hey, maybe we will buy FTX, but after they looked at FTX's books and how they have been conducting business, they have decided against acquiring FTX. So what is FTX going to do, right? And I think people are speculating that they are filing for bankruptcy. Hey, so there has been a quick update. It's been a couple of days since I recorded the video, but FTX has recently just filed for bankruptcy. So it's definitely a tough situation. Now, this is probably one of the worst things to happen in crypto over the past year because a lot of the trust in crypto has kind of fallen apart. All the people that believed in FTX and Solana, they're beginning to lose trust, a lot of trust. People also speculate that there's going to be so much more regulation and things like that, and more people leaving the space because they got burned and losing money. And it's actually overall bad for the space, right? And this has happened time and time again if you kind of look at the history of crypto, where a lot of projects that create value out of thin air don't make it out very long. But the thing I will say is that if you look at how the crypto market has played out over the years, the people that stayed and educated themselves and they didn't give up and they survived during a bear market, usually those guys and girls are in the best position to, ride the next wave if there is a next wave in the crypto markets, which there probably will be because there's so many companies still building in the space. There's still legit people trying their best to do the right thing in this space, right? This is just like a cleansing of like a lot of bad actors. Unfortunately, a lot of people get hit by stray bullets because of this situation. But I would say if you really do believe in the technology, you believe that there's a future in this, you don't have to invest a lot of money, but I would say at least educate yourself, be more familiar with crypto and understand the trends so that maybe one day when things become more bullish again, and it could be a while from now, it could be literally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows, right? You'll be in a position to take advantage of that when the time comes. But I think even for me, like I'm pretty much full-time in the Web3 space, and I'm still going at it even though this is the situation. So bull or bear, Parallax will still be here creating best content for you guys and telling you what's going on in the NFT and Web3 space. Kind of sharing with you, other things that are going on in the news, right? In the last video, we talked about Instagram, doing NFTs, and it seems like they're finding success with it and they are able to sell these NFT apparently instantly, right? I actually did sign up for this using my Instagram account and connecting it to my wallet, but there was no way for me to see NFT. So it was actually pretty confusing for me to use this. But yeah, if this is true and they sell out NFTs, that's great because Meta's still pouring billions of dollars into the metaverse and they believe this is the future. So like, even though crypto markets are down, companies are still continuing to build billions of dollars into this market because they believe in the future. So there is a future there, possibly, right? It's just looking pretty bad right now because of the overall market sentiment, possibly the greed of people and creating this whole situation, right? But even with that said, Facebook still, according to CNBC, they had to let go of 11,000 employees, right? So yeah, they're making a lot of moves in the crypto space, but at the same time, they're firing a lot of people, a lot of massive layoffs. So difficult times. And it's not just Facebook, but it's like you have to look at the S&P 500 overall. A lot of people are still hurting in general in the space, especially technology. If you look at how far technology stocks have dropped, not just Facebook, but like everybody from Peloton and everybody, they're also laying off people and stuff like that. So definitely want to keep in mind the macro market, not just like individual companies. And I guess some positive news. Opensea had a recent update where they're saying that they're going to enforce creator fees. So there's this whole idea, like a lot of marketplaces where NFTs were in heavy competition with each other. And it was kind of like this race to the bottom where everyone was like, hey, trade on our platform. We're going to have 0% royalty fees. We're going to give you tokens, right? And it's basically like a paid acquisition in order to get someone on your platform, right? So Opensea, I guess after talking to a lot of community leaders in the NFT space, people who run projects, they decided that they are going to enforce creator fees, which is great for projects, right? Because even we have a project as well, and creator fees does help actually, honestly, when people trade and you get royalty fees and then you can use that money to, pay for the salaries of employees. That definitely does help quite a bit, especially if you're a larger project where you're doing more volume. That definitely makes a significant difference. Another interesting thought right now is that because the market is crashing, I wonder how NFT projects will do, especially the ones that want to mint a project, right? When I'm looking at, let's say like Azuki, which recently just did this forward drawing where on their website, you can purchase like the pendants or the hoodies and it's like 0.55, 0.35. So obviously these are like premium products. They're not like regular goods, right? These are like status symbols in a sense. I mean, I'm curious to understand, like, even with the crash going down, are people still willing to pay high prices for like these kind of things and luxury goods? Because I wonder, like, can brands like separate themselves from the NFT market and be like, hey, we're just a brand, not necessarily tied to directly to whether or not crypto is doing well or not? Because that's pretty important for a brand that wants to survive just in general, right? Where if you're always dependent on whether Bitcoin and Ethereum are up or down, then that's kind of a risk for a business. But if these guys can sell these products to their niche audience, even though the market's down, that would be quite interesting. So I'm following along to see, what the market sentiment is for these kind of luxury products. That's everything we have to cover for this video. If you made it to the end, give this video a like, subscribe if you want the latest news on what's going on in the markets. And if you need anyone to talk to, or you just want to be around people so you're not doing this alone, go ahead and join the Parallax Discord. We have a general chat, which is 100% free. You don't need to buy a Parallax. I'll be there and we'll be there to help you out if you need any help. So with that said, that's everything for this video, and I will see you in the next one.